the Republicans take North Carolina after a recount of votes. A second. My phone, it's vibrating. Oh my giddy aunt. Notifications. Oh, no, that's not right. That can't be right. No. Apparently I'm wrong. No, North Carolina has not been taken by the Republicans. North Carolina is still got her seat held by Allison Riggs after the recount. Yes, the recount has just affirmed the votes. But apparently, Jefferson Griffin has been sending out postcards to all the voters in North Carolina. Oh, anyway, before I get into it, be most kind and boot the old like button and maybe subscribe to the channel. And then tick on that little bell icon just there, because then you get a warm fuzzy feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video. And you've got a sports channel, Patreon pay, or buy us a coffee, and the links are down below. But also, we're doing rewilding here in France. Links down below that as well if you want to take part. Now, you see, the Republicans have precedents for making up votes, or discrediting votes. In this case, disqualifying 60,000 voters in the United States. All those voters who clearly are not MAGA morons. Yes, I said it. Sorry. I'm going to say it as I say it. Because quite frankly, anybody who believes this load of tripe...
Is the Earth round or flat?
...are MAGA morons.
Flat. Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I know we didn't go to the moon.
What the heck?
We didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't get out of the atmosphere.
Saving some people.
Round or flat?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure? Could be flat?
Could be.
Earth round or flat?
Wait for it.
Well, you know the answer to that. Can you tell me what you think?
Please answer me, please.
No, because I want to know. Tell me. Cause,
I believe the Earth is round.
From NASA pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know of CGI, right?
I've heard of CGI, yeah.
Yeah. So I believe in the Bible in Genesis, under the dome. It plainly tells you there, under a firmament, dome. So it's, as flat as a pancake.
They walk amongst you. They do. Stupid is as stupid does. I'll tell you what is also stupid, is having your phone calls recorded when you are incriminating yourself. Like Donnie Trump did. But before we get into old Donnie Trump, let's just have a look at what's been going on in North Carolina. Because quite frankly, these people are off their rocker. Out of their minds. Out of body experience or something. Or maybe they're being probed. Maybe. Anyway, so North Carolina's Supreme Court candidate seeks to disqualify 60,000 voters, including his opponent's parents. And the opponent being Allison Riggs, who is the winner. Only won by a few hundred votes, though. So needless to say, well, that won't do. If we disqualify a few, well then, quite frankly, we can win, can't we? You see, winning is never good enough for Donald Trump. He wants total annihilation, that he does, including of the American people, because it's pretty much what he's going to be doing. He's going to have a cull, I reckon. Yeah, he'll have a cull of the disabled, because he wants them just to die. He said it, not me. And then he wants a cull of those who, well, stand up against him and speak the truth. Maybe old Biden will pardon them. Well, there is talk of such. Well, and he wants a cull of all the undocumented migrants. You know they're called illegals. Stupid, they're propping up the flipping economy. And then you're all going to be committing suicide because you can't make ends meet because of the tariffs. They're going to absolutely cripple your economy. Lovely, cheerful times ahead for you poor Americans in the United States. And I feel for those of you who did not vote for this madness. Because that's exactly what this is. Cognitive dissonance. And what is cognitive dissonance? Well, it's a form, it's an overarching umbrella of, say, for instance, another dissonance such as Dunning-Kruger effect, or tribalism. A cult. Because it's a MAGA cult. That it is. Not coat, cult. Yeah. You've all been blinking brainwashed at all these rallies. I reckon they were subliminal messages they were. Or a brainworm. One or the other. There's something seriously going on in your heads for voting against your own best interest. Yes, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you vote for Donald Trump, no matter what your reason, you're either stupid, you're either evil, because you hate other people. Maybe you hate trans people. Maybe you hate so-called illegals. Maybe you just hate brown faces. Maybe you hate the disabled. That's pretty much the bottom line of it. You're either evil or you're stupid for voting against your own best interests. People who even fit into those categories I just mentioned to you have voted for the Republican Party, for Donald Trump and his 2025. That's what happens, you see. When you get in bed with Vladimir Putin and his golden showers. And let's not forget Elon Musk, suggesting that veterans should be hung for treason. I could wrap all these flippin' stupid stuff that's been going on in the United States in one video, but that'd be too flippin' long. Anyway, so yes, the Republicans are not happy. Let's get back on track. I digressed a little bit there. There you go. In an effort to overturn the results of November's election, Jefferson Griffin, plonker, a Republican candidate for the North Carolina Supreme Court, is asking the state election officials to throw out more than 60,000 votes, ballots. Now, among the voters being targeted by Griffin's protest is Allison Riggs' parents. It's probably the most legitimate vote of the lot. What an idiot, huh? Oh, crikey. You see, Allison only had a lead of 730 votes, but it has been affirmed. It's been recounted and affirmed that, yeah. But Jefferson Griffin is now asking for a recount by hand. 1, 2. Oh, hang on, just saying. That's 1 for you, a 2 for me, a 1 for you, a 2 for me. Pretty much how the Republicans' minds work, isn't it? Well, that's how Donald Trump's mind works. I don't know if you remember when Donald Trump decided to, how to put it, manipulate the last election in the United States.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
Mr. Secretary, was the president here asking you for exactly what he wanted? One more vote than his opponent.
What I knew is that we didn't have any votes to
This
find.
poor geezer.
We had to continue to look. We investigated, like I just shared the numbers with you. There were no votes to find. That wasn't.
You see, the thing is, it gets worse than that. That's not all he said. Talk about what I didn't understand is, how come it's taken so long to get anywhere near the courts for Donald Trump? We know why, don't we? It's that money, isn't it? Yeah. And about his following and certain uprisers and maybe another January the 6th. You know, at Capitol Hill, when there was a coup d'etat. Well,
An accurate count that had been certified. And as our general counsel said, there was no shredding of ballots.
Mr. Secretary, after making this request, the president then goes back to the danger of having you deny these allegations of fraud. Let's listen to that part of the clip.
And I watched you this morning, and you said, well, there was no criminality. But I mean, all of this stuff is very dangerous stuff. When you talk about no criminality, I think it's very dangerous for you to say that.
Secretary Raffensperger, you wrote about this in your book, and you said, quote, I felt then and still believe today that this was a threat. Others obviously thought so too, because some of Trump's more radical followers have responded as if it was their duty to carry out this threat. Please tell us what you, your wife,
his wife, his daughter were basically receiving death threats. Intimidated. To put pressure on him. That's how these people work. Just like Stormy Daniels was pressurised not to say anything. Well, we did find out, didn't we? That he's got a really tiny mushroom-shaped penis, says Donald Trump. And tiny hands. That he has.
Even your daughter-in-law experienced regarding threats from Trump's more radical followers?
Well, after the election, my email, my cell phone was doxxed, and so I was getting text all over the country. And then,
if you don't know what doxing is, basically, it's when somebody shares your personal details online. It could be your telephone numbers, it could be your address and stuff like that, and then you get these radicals turn up on your doorstep, giving you hell.
then eventually, my wife started getting the text, and hers typically came in as sexualized texts, which were disgusting. You have to understand that Trish and I, we met in high school, and we've been married over 40 years now, and so they started going after her, I think, just to probably put pressure on me. Why don't you just quit, walk away? And so that happened. And then some people broke into my daughter-in-law's home, and my son has passed, and she's a widow and has 2 kids, and so we're very concerned about her safety also.
And Mr. Secretary, why didn't you just quit and walk away?
Because I knew that we had followed the law and we had followed the Constitution. And I think sometimes moments require you to stand up and just take the shots when you're doing your job. And that's all we did. You know, we just followed the law and we followed the Constitution. And at the end of the day, President Trump came up short. But I had
Mushroom penis. Anyway. So it went on, it did. Donald Trump trying to perverse the course of law, really. You know, in the end of the day, he didn't have these votes. He made it quite clear to them there weren't the votes there to be had. And it's exactly the same what's basically happening now with Allison Riggs in North Carolina. They're just doing it all over again to try and manipulate the outcome. Now, I just hope when Donald Trump becomes the President of the United States, there's more people like him who will follow the Constitution as it's written and do the right thing. And I also hope that good people in the United States, not the MAGA morons, because quite frankly, they're lost. They seriously are lost. They have literally gone down that rabbit hole. There's going to be a very long while before they wake up. If they ever do. So, bugger them lot. I've got no interest in them whatsoever, apart from the fact they're actually causing trouble and damage for good people. And we've had the same problem in the United Kingdom. We've got the same problem going on in the EU, here in France, and with the Marine Le Pen. You know, there's massive issues, far-right massive issues. These people do not have the answers to the problems, but they can spout it because they know full well they ain't really that close to power. Whenever Marine Le Pen wants to get anywhere close to power, the left rise up and pushes her out. That's basically what happens. Although they have just managed to get Michel Barnier, the Prime Minister in France, to step down as of yesterday. He did make a mistake, though, to be fair. The big whopper. He went against the rules, you see. And that's what Donald Trump is trying to do. And all these Republicans go against the rules, which in fact is written in the Constitution. They're rules, they're set of rules. Now, this goes on. I know I'm not going to play the whole lot, but I just want to make sure we get the recordings from Donald. Just, if it hasn't sunk in yet.
I had to be faithful to the Constitution. And that's what I swore an oath to do.
Good man.
During the remainder of the call, the former president continued to press you to find the remaining votes that would ensure his victory in Georgia. Let's listen to a little more.
Why wouldn't you want to find the right answer, Brad, instead of keep saying that the numbers are right? So look, can you get together tomorrow? And Brad, we just want the truth. It's simple. And
according to you,
And everyone's going to look very good if the truth comes out. It's okay. It takes a little while, but let the truth come out. And the real truth is I won by 400,000 votes, at least. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
4 days after the president's call to Secretary Raffensperger was January 6th. The president whipped up the crowd in front of the ellipse, once again promoting the allegation that Secretary Raffensperger, the president's own attorney general, had told him was false. Here he is on the ellipse.
In Fulton County, Republican poll watchers were ejected, in some cases physically, from the room under the false pretense of a pipe burst, water main burst, everybody leave, which we now know was a total lie. Then election officials pulled boxes, Democrats, and suitcases of ballots out from under a table, you all saw it on television, totally fraudulent, and illegally scanned them for nearly 2 hours, totally unsupervised.
You can't do that.
Tens of thousands of votes. This act coincided with a mysterious vote dump of up to 100,000 votes for Joe Biden, almost none for Trump. Oh, that sounds fair.
What can you say to that? The man is absolutely deluded. And we know what happened after that. I've got a video about that in the on the channel, sorry. And anyway, that was a Capitol riots. Well, he said he's going to, I'll be there I'll be right there with you, he says. Walk down the Capitol, I'll be right there with you. But no, he got into his chauffeur-driven car and headed back and watched, well, it unroll via, on the flat screen TV while he stuffs his face with burgers. So, it shouldn't be too difficult to understand that they've got precedents for this, so they want to overturn votes. And North Carolina, luckily, has been recounted and is still being the seat has still been held by a Democrat, happens to be Jefferson Riggs. Yeah, this is the cards that are being sent out by the Republican candidate. These postcards. Let them do a Christmas now. And there she is. So it's just, it's desperate. It's desperate, even though they won. Even though they won, and they're going to destroy the country anyway. And the world, probably. With the direction they're taking us. It's not surprising, is it? What say you? Please leave it in the comments down below. But this is deeply concerning, because if you try and undermine democracy, the whole thing falls apart. And that's what's happening in the United States. Democracy is at risk. Seriously at risk. Same thing's happening in the UK. Luckily, we kind of might have got past that. But, when you've got a media that is so right-wing biased, like you've got Fox News and what have you, in the United States, well, then, quite frankly, you're fighting a losing battle, you see, because they've got audiences. These people are easy to convince because they ain't too bright. After all, 20% of Americans do not get past age 11 education, according to a survey. So, anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. And yes, I'm an Englishman living in France talking about American politics. This is just my take on it, looking in from outside. So, I do feel for you, I really do. Oh dear. But like I say, please boot the old like button and maybe subscribe to the channel, because then you get a warm, fuzzy feeling in your pocket. Especially if you do a little bell icon there, that's there. Give it a tickle. Every time I upload another video, and you've got Sports Channel on Patreon, buy us coffee, also doing a really wild here in France. Check it out, down below. Toodaloo. Blimey, what a flippin' mess.